Hello, friends. Have you ever thought you've tried everything? You've set the goals, made the plans, and read every self-help book in your collection. You've even woken up early, put on your best let's do this face, and taken off running full speed. For a while, you felt like you were on fire. But then, your energy fades, your motivation dips, and suddenly, you're stuck. You feel like you've hit a wall, or worse, like you've fallen behind. You end up ghosting your own dreams. Again. And then, as you stare at the endless checklist, the nagging question creeps in. Why does this keep happening? Why do I try so hard and still fail? Here's the truth. You're not lazy. You're not broken. But there's something you're missing. Something subtle, something psychological. And once you see it, you'll understand why you've been stuck in this painful loop. It's going to sting a little, but it's also going to set you free. The invisible loop. Here's the painful truth. Most people don't fail because they don't try. They fail because they're stuck in a loop. A loop that looks like this. You start off strong. You hustle. You work long hours, sacrificing sleep and sanity. You grind. You push. You're giving it everything you've got. But then, something happens. You crash. Maybe you burn out. You get distracted. You quit. And then, the shame sets in. So, what do? You try again. Even harder this time. You work twice as hard. You get even more intense. But the loop, it keeps turning. You keep moving in circles, never moving forward. The problem? Trying harder doesn't solve the problem. In fact, the more you push, the further away you get from the progress you want. Trying harder without changing your strategy only digs you deeper into the hole. And that's exhausting. It's like trying to push a boulder uphill without the right tools. It's a recipe for burnout, disappointment, and self-doubt. Why trying hard isn't enough. Think about the routines you've tried before. You started with full energy. You hit the gym twice a day. You meditated every morning. You had your whole day planned out in 15-minute blocks. You felt unstoppable. You even started checking things off. For a week, maybe two, you felt like you were in control. But then, you miss one workout. One day turns into two. Then life hits. You get sick. You lose a bit of momentum, or something unexpected happens. And suddenly, you're back at square one. What went wrong? It's simple. You built your routine on intensity, not consistency. You went from 0 to 100 in one go. But that's not sustainable. You were focused on doing everything perfectly, every day from the start. But here's the truth. The key to success isn't in going all out. It's about starting small. It's about setting a steady rhythm. It's not about grinding harder. It's about building the right foundation. Because if you build your life around quick bursts of willpower, you're bound to burn out. Success doesn't require intensity. It requires consistency. The real reason you keep failing. Now let's go deeper. You're not just failing because of your strategy. You're failing because of something deeper. Your beliefs, what you believe about yourself and about success, is silently sabotaging you. Let me ask you a few questions. Be honest with yourself. Do you believe you deserve success? Do you believe you're actually capable of finishing what you start? Do you believe others will accept you if you succeed? If even a tiny part of you says no to any of these questions, then your brain will find ways to sabotage your progress when things get uncomfortable. It's why you procrastinate. It's why you avoid the hard work when it starts to feel real. It's why you tell yourself, I just need more discipline. But the real issue isn't about discipline. It's about trust. You're afraid. You're afraid of what success will demand from you. You're afraid of what it might reveal about who you are. And that fear holds you back, even when you don't consciously realize it. Patterns that keep you stuck. There are 4 sneaky patterns that keep most people stuck. Let's break them down. 1. Building routines for your ideal self, not your real self. You plan your day like you're a productivity machine. Wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, journal, gym, deep work. But your real self? Your human self? You're tired. You're overwhelmed. You can't keep up with that ideal version of yourself forever, and that's okay. We all have our limits. But it's about designing systems that work for the real you, not the perfect you. 2. Confusing guilt with motivation. You think beating yourself up will push you harder, but guilt doesn't motivate. It paralyzes. It's like walking through quicksand. The more you beat yourself up, the slower you move. Guilt isn't the fuel for progress. Self-compassion is. 3. Whichever relying on motivation instead of structure. Motivation is like a wave. It comes and goes. But structure? Structure is like a river. It keeps flowing, even on your worst days. Instead of waiting for the motivation to show up, build a system you can rely on, even when you don't feel like it. 4. Avoiding failure instead of learning from it. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning. You've probably quit the moment things got hard, but growth isn't clean. It's messy. Failure is how we learn. It's how we evolve. Without failure, there's no growth. The shift. Now, here's what actually works. It's time to break free from the old cycle. You've been trying the wrong way for long enough. What if the key to success wasn't in intensity, guilt, or hustle, but in something much simpler? Start disgustingly small. The trick isn't to run a marathon on day 1. It's to take the first step. Not a 30-minute workout, just putting on your shoes. Not writing 10 pages, just opening the book. Success isn't a sprint. It's a momentum game. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. It's the one that sets the direction. Focus on identity, not outcomes. Don't chase a number or a milestone. Chase the kind of person you want to become. Become the person who keeps promises to themselves, even the small ones. If you say you're going to read 1 page, then do it. If you say you'll wake up at 7 a.m., do it. It's not about the goal itself. It's about who you become in the process. Measure streaks, not perfection. A perfect day is a myth. 1 missed day? That's fine. 2 in a row? That's the danger zone. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for consistency. Build a minimum standard, a baseline you can hit even on your worst days. When you do that, you don't give yourself a chance to quit. You just keep going even when things feel rough. Rewrite your story. You failed before. So what? That was before you knew the truth, before you understood that your failure wasn't about effort. It was about the invisible rules you were playing by. Rules you never agreed to. Now you get to rewrite the rules. The rules are simple. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to work 24/7. You don't have to feel guilty every time you fall short. You just need to show up, no matter how small the step is. That's the new rule. And when you embrace that, that's when everything changes. You've tried hard enough. You've punished yourself enough. You've lived in that shame cycle long enough. Now it's time to try a new way, a kinder way, a slower way, a smarter way. You don't need to force results anymore. You just need to become the person who makes them inevitable. And that begins with the next small step. If this felt like it was speaking to you, that's because it was. You're not alone in this. The journey towards a smarter, brighter future begins with one simple step. Stay connected, stay inspired. Join us as we push the boundaries of what's possible. Together, we'll unlock endless opportunities. Subscribe now and be part of the revolution. Your future starts today.